go ahead and turn it up to 11. The streaking Reds have recorded their longest win streak in 66 years. With a mixture of clutch hitting, pitching, and pure speed, the Reds stand on top of the National League Central in a June to remember. Tonight, a new challenge. The National League leading Braves visit GABP with an 8-game win streak of their own. The two hottest teams in baseball square off next on Bally Sports Ohio. On a Friday night at Great American Ballpark, the Reds are back in black. The City Connect look as they welcome in the Atlanta Braves. Two streaking squads enter. Only one will leave a winner with that win streak intact tonight. And a pleasant good evening. Welcome on back to Reds baseball alongside our captain, the Hall of Famer, Barry Larkin. I'm John Sadak. Lark, winning is fun. These two teams are storylines from Elk and Elk on the best roles in the game.
Well, here in Cincinnati, this team has just been playing incredible baseball, and it hasn't just been one thing. The pitching's been good, the starters, the relievers, the timely hitting. The one consistent thing about the Cincinnati Reds ball club is aggressive. They've been aggressive in every single phase of the game.
It's only the 5th time since 1901 that two teams on 8 or more game win streaks meet head-to-head, and there the Reds, 7 comebacks in their 11 gamers, scoring over 6 runs a game. Starting ERA a touch over 4. The bullpen has been pure for the Reds, a bedrock strength for a good portion of the year. And the Reds get one of their sternest tests so far. They have, of course, swept the Astros during this surge, and they preceded it with a series win against the Dodgers. But this Braves team boasts the 2nd best record in baseball. What do?
Well, they pitch well, they play good defense, and just about every single person in their lineup is on fire. Look, 8.1 runs per game. These guys have been bludgeoning teams by hitting the ball and hitting the ball at the ballpark. You combine that with the pitching, the bullpen, they've been very tough as well.
They have tremendous pedigree, and they are largely built from within. In some ways, they might provide a blueprint for how the Reds could advance to next levels, and maybe they take one of those steps tonight against Atlanta and seek redemption for a sweep defeat all by 1 run earlier in the year. We'll go to break. When we're back, Jim Day on the way to take a look at the silent assassin, like a ninja, Matt McLain.
Bally Sports Ohio, brought to you by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Cincinnati. And by Skyline Chili, feeling good. It's Skyline time. The young, exciting Reds, and at one of the forefronts of that is Matt McLain. Now, while Elly De La Cruz gets most of the national attention, Matt McLain has been just as solid, if not better, over a longer stretch. He's in the driver's seat, presented by Hyundai. 34 games played. Seems like he's been around here longer. .313 average, as highest amongst rookies with at least 100 at-bats. 14 games with 2 or more hits, tied for 3rd most in MLB since May 15th. Fans have noticed, and you better believe his teammates.
Just how consistent he is, the way he prepares, and he's pretty indifferent on what's happened in the past. You know, he kind of just has a way that he gets ready for games, and the way that he, does his homework and studies for pitching and stuff like that. Takes his ground balls. Very consistent approach that. It's a great attribute to have here.
When he came up in Colorado, he just fit right in with this group, and he's made an impact on the field, but also in this clubhouse, he just gels really well with everyone, and it's a close-knit team, right? And so he fits right into that.
Winning streaks on the line here tonight. Braves riding an 8-game streak. Reds 11. How about a delve into 12? It's the Reds and the Braves. The game is next.
Luke Weaver to the mound. The Reds put their 11-game win streak on the line. They collide with the best team in the National League by record, the similarly surging Braves, who have triumphed in 8 in a row. Weaver trying to shut down a very potent lineup as we have a sellout crowd on hand tonight. Fans still filing in. Weaver's numbers on the year, that ERA is up. He is a guy that needs to locate.
Yeah, that's what Lefty was talking about, Chris Welsh, a little bit earlier in the broadcast. You know, I think a lot of times pitchers who don't possess the upper 90s mile-an-hour stuff, they start to pitch a little bit on one side of the plate. Luke Weaver has to show the ability to spot that fastball on both sides of the plate to set up the breaking ball. Can't live on one side.
The lineup that he opposes, Braves lead baseball, 129 home runs, full 9 from Rally House. Ronald Acuna Jr., MVP candidate. Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, Mr. 3 True Outcomes, Matt Olson, Marcell Ozuna, Travis d'Arnaud. Eddie Rosario's been on fire. Orlando Arcia, Michael Harris II has been on fire. Braves have won 8 straight, 15 of 17. Reds have won 11 in a row, 14 of 16. Who wins tonight? Strike one as we're underway. Weaver has seen Atlanta 6 times, 5 starts. He's 1-3, ERA just under 5. Just misses up to one of the most dangerous men in the game, Lark. Average, power, speed, arm, he can do it all.
He made a throw the other night to the dish in right field. The runner was safe. Over 104 miles an hour?
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Flat-footed?
Yes.
I think he's just one of the exciting players in the game, much like our third baseman, at least today, in Elly De La Cruz. He just brings a different energy. And I know the Braves, they feed off of that.
3-1 fouled away. He's also hit the Reds very well. His career OPS against Cincinnati is .1037. That is 3rd best among active players. By the way, the man with the 2nd best numbers active is batting 3rd, Austin Riley. Payoff. Flare to short, over McLean, base hit.
Not a bad pitch right here. The fastball looks like it's on the inner half of the plate. But Acuna is a really complete player. Good hitter.
Also an excellent base stealer. 2nd most swipes in baseball. 32 takes. Caught just 6 times. Ozzie Albies. Breaking ball floats away. Acuna is the first National League base runner with 30 or more steals before the 1st of July since Billy Hamilton and Trey Turner in 2017. And now Weaver has fallen behind Albies. Acuna catches up with Joey Votto. Albies 17 home runs, 2nd most on his team. Away. Getting ahead is a major key for Weaver. .30 is swung on and rolled past India. Acuna shoots through 2nd, scooping right. Fraley lobbed to 2nd base. 1st to 3rd goes Acuna. Albies is on.
Pitch out over the plate. Most lefties like the ball down. Albies definitely one of those guys. And this is what the Reds do to the other teams. They have speed on the bases, put the ball in play. Fraley comes up and doesn't try to make a throw to 3rd base.
Now Austin Riley. Cutter strike. It's only the 2nd time that Albies has swung 3-0 this year. He's now 2 for 2. Rolled up the middle. Off India's backhand. Acuna scores. Albies through second. He takes third. Throw in by Steer. 3 consecutive hits have begun the game, and the Reds down a run.
Austin Riley, another guy. We talked about it, John. All these guys have been on fire. You can see just putting the ball in play, putting it in play hard, solid contact. That's what they've been doing during this win streak.
Third most homers in baseball for Olson, who also strikes out a lot. 98 Ks, the most in baseball. Weaver again behind 2-0.
Pitching behind in the count is obviously beneficial for the hitter. And it's not just because you can look for a particular pitch. It's so that you can, it really because you can be really aggressive to a particular area where you want to make contact. Everyone has their sweet spot, meaning everyone has a particular place where they like to hit in the strike zone. When a pitcher consistently falls behind, you can really zero in on that strike zone in that area where you want to be aggressive. You get that pitch, regardless of what it is, you get a pitch in that area and you could be super aggressive. And so as you're watching these Atlanta hitters and you see Weaver falling behind, it just kind of narrows it up, and it's almost like a bullseye in a particular area that they want the ball.
Sky, shallow right. India swivels the hips. Albies shapes up in third. India the squeeze. Albies bluffs. A merciful first down. Spencer Steer gets the nod at left. 5th time on the young year. Friedel co-leads the team, 3 outfield assists. Fraley at right. On the infield, De La Cruz the turn at third today. McLean short. India, Votto, and Luke Maile is catching back-to-back games for the 3rd time this year. He's the first Reds backstop to do so. So we have seen 2 different 3-0 swings, to your point, in this opening inning. No team has swung at a 3-0 count more than the Braves. They do it almost 20% of the time. Marcell Ozuna. Now the Braves lead baseball in bombs, and Ozuna part of that, with 12 of his 14 since the 1st of May. He hit a home run yesterday as the Braves pummeled Philadelphia in extras to complete the rain-out shortened sweep. Swing and miss. One, two. Fouled away. This is the bomb he hit yesterday in extras.
He's got plenty of power. You throw him an off-speed pitch anywhere close to him, he lets it eat.
One, two again. Way up. Weaver's had a hard time throwing strikes this inning, but could he minimize the damage? Only the Marlins have bounced into more double plays than the Braves this year. Riley the runner at first. 2-2. Seemed to go. Appeal. Yes. Strike 3.
Good job. Luke Weaver in and out. Nice tight slider down and away. You know, as a pitcher, you're not throwing this for a strike. You're using the aggressiveness of Osuna against him, saying that you're not disciplined enough not to swing at this ball that's not going to be a strike. You got the chase.
Travis d'Arnaud up and in. d'Arnaud an all-star for the first time last year. Silver Slugger in 2020. One and one. Seems like the pitch that Weaver has the greatest feel for is that cutter right now.
Yep, I would agree with that.
One and two. Albies leads. Riley will go. Down and away.
That's the same pitch he threw Osuna.
Two. Sky to right center. Friedel flying back. That's gone. d'Arnaud's fifth. The Braves baseball best 130th. 4-0.
Well, we talked about Weaver pitching on both sides of the plate. Let's look at the location of this pitch. Out over the plate. That allows d'Arnaud get his arms extended. And we all know how well the ball travels here when it's warm.
Weaver has allowed a staff high 14 homers. Entering today, despite his gaudy ERA, 12 of the first 13 were solo shots. But a 2-out, 3-run bomb. Now, yes, the Reds had a day off yesterday, which assuredly helped mend a bullpen that's been working a lot. But tomorrow it's going to be Graham Ashcraft coming off the IL. And you hope that he's his best self, but there's more of an unknown quantity coming off that time away. Eddie Rosario is red hot. His last 6 games hitting nearly .590. He's 10 for his last 17. 5 of those 10 hits are homers plus a double. 11 ribbies in just 6 games. It's the changeup that kicks dirt. The 4-seamer has been erratic and up. He's over 30 pitches on the inning.
I just feel, John, I just feel like Chris was talking about, his misses have been out over the plate. I have not seen him miss, and I'm not professing to say miss underneath a chin here and there, but all those misses are away. And there's something to be said about being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable at bats are just that, uncomfortable, and vice versa. Those comfortable at bats, when the ball's thrown out over the plate, they are just comfortable. It does not make a difference how hard you throw. I remember one of my first conversations with Hunter Green. I told him, I said, I cannot be sitting right next to you and be comfortable. You throw 100. Do not allow me to be comfortable. Do not allow a hitter to be comfortable. And that's not just because he throws 100. It's because you're a pitcher. If guys are comfortable, they're going to have more success.
Arcia down 0-1. Laces a foul just beyond the rolled up tarp. Arcia, since coming back from his broken wrist on May the 7th, hitting .333. He suffered that break against Hunter Green, who pitched him in. A couple of days later, they did discover a microfracture that cost him some time. In the dirt goes 5-hole on Maile. Up to second shoots Rosario. Turns and holds as Maile recovers. Wild pitch.
Little changeup down. Like Lou Maile was just a little late getting down there.
Now Rosario in scoring position. He has a big lead, 2-2, fouled opposite way. Now the Reds got swept by the Braves in that series, April the 10th through the 12th. All 3 games decided by 1 run, including the opener in extra innings. Topped foul. Daniel Duarte is now up and warming, with Luke Weaver ready for his 40th pitch of the opening inning. Stroke to right center. That goes gap all the way to the wall. Rosario jogs home. Arcia gallops up to second. RBI double. 5-0.
Broken record, John. Location. Out over the plate. I don't think there was a single ball. Close to Arcia. You could just sit out there. Doesn't make it easy, but it makes it much more simple.
Strike 1 to Michael Harris II, the 9th Braves batter of the inning. He's hit safely in 6 straight. In his last 14, hitting .463. That's over 54 at bats. That's how long this Braves lineup is. A man of his talent batting 9th. .0-2. Bounce to short. McLean darts in. Running throw. All 9 Braves back. 5 come around. The Reds will need to rally indeed. Down 5. They face a 20-year-old rookie, the Braves' #1 prospect, A.J. Smith-Shawver.
You can see the numbers right there. 188 opponent's batting average. He's a 4-pitch pitcher. He throws a fastball that sits about 94 miles an hour. Slider, curveball, and a changeup.
Now the fastball grades out as his best pitch per MLB Pipeline. They have it as a 60 on the 20 to 80 scale. There's something at right center. Looks like a ball. No time as Acuna scoops it up. His lowest grades come on control and on his changeup, a pitch he has nearly abandoned at this point. But that power breaking ball that has 12-6, 11-5 action is a very good pitch. T.J. Friedl. It's been 10 games for Friedl since coming off the IL, and he's hit .300 in that time. 7 ribbies on a base at a .391 rate. Lifted to left. Tough sun in the sky. Rosario loops in. 1 down. Full 9 for David Bell's squad that has homered in 7 straight games. The only team with a better active surge of power, the Braves. Brought to you by Rally House, McLean, India, Ellie De La Cruz, Jake Fraley, Votto, Steer, Stevenson, and Luke Mailey. McLean leads rookies in average and triples. He is 1 for 8 on the homestand. He's due. Strike one. They shade Albies up the middle. There's the breaking ball that floats away. I don't recall many teams doing this against McLean.
I don't know how it is nowadays, but back when I was playing and you had Smoltz and Glavine and Maddox, Andrew Jones in center field, and Chipper Jones at third base, the defense would pretty much tell you what the pitchers were going to try to do to you.
What would this tell you?
This would tell me he's going to throw soft breaking balls away and maybe a heater, in, and maybe a heater away. Thinking that heater away, you're going to hit that ball up the middle, and the breaking ball's in, you're going to pull him.
Payoff. Struck him out.
First pitch of this at bat was a fastball on the inner half of the plate. And this time a little four-seam fastball down and in. The pitch.
Jonathan India owns or shares the team lead in hits, walks, homers, and steals while playing literally every game. And India is now in year 3 in the big leagues, facing a pitcher who was in high school 2 years ago. In fact, he was in high A ball earlier this season. The man that some of the Braves community call the Spencer Strider startup kid had a very similar progression. The Strider went from low A to high A, double A, triple A, and the big leagues a couple of years ago. Then began last year in the big leagues with only 1 career inning above double A in the minors. Dominated against the Reds in that opening series and latched on to a big time starting role. India pops it up. Olsen the call. Reds in order. Kroger has teamed up with the Reds to offer the Kroger meal deal at the ballpark for just $9.50. Includes a hot dog, Coke, chips, and this homestand, Planters. For tickets to an upcoming Reds game, visit Reds.com. A strike one to Acuna, who doubled and scored in the 5-run first. Luke Weaver threw 43 pitches in the opening inning. That's tied for the most in a first inning by anyone in baseball this year, and it's the most he's ever thrown in any one inning, period. He had thrown 41 in an inning in September of 21. They had Daniel Duarte warming. De La Cruz guards the line a bit at third. He plays deep. The Braves are actually on their second distinct 8-game win streak of the year. The first was born when they swept the Reds back in earlier April. And Acuna is just a critical part. He is on the short list right now for MVP candidacy. in the National League. Popped up. Votto and Maile over. Neither is a play. It's into the Reds dugout off the hands of David Bell.
That was a good pitch right there. Luke Weaver he throws 94, 95 miles an hour. He can pitch inside effectively.
1-2. Acuna lifts it to left. Steer glides over, shades on.
And another good pitch inside. John, first inning, you see the balls were pretty much all over the place. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking to see where he throws right-handed hitters compared to where he throws left-handed hitters. I'm willing to bet that most of those pitches on the outer half are to the opposite hand hitter.
Our Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud.
But those were two really good effective pitches right there to Acuna. Heaters on the inner half of the plate. They work at every level.
Let's see how they handle Albies, who singled and scored his first time. He pulls the ball a lot. The Reds defense shows that. Pull rate of 42%. That is 5th highest in baseball. There he yanks a foul ball. And the Reds are playing him batting left side in similar fashion to how they played McLean batting right side. And there's a big difference for Albies depending upon what side of the plate he's on. Against left-handed hitters, he's hitting over 400. Against right-handed hitters, he's hitting 214 entering the game. High in the air, down the right field line. Fraley over. That ball arcs foul. Two again. Poke to center. Friedel shading his eyes. 2 down. Entering today, the Reds had won each of Weaver's last 4 starts. Even though Weaver owned an ERA over 8.5 in that time, the Reds with 28 runs scored in those prior 4 games. Strike 1 away to Riley. Just nicks the outside edge again. Smoked in the air to center. Friedel flying back deep center, adjusts and makes the catch right in front of the 404 side. Today's Kia player profile: A.J. Smith-Shawver, June the 15th, at 20 years of age, became the youngest Braves starter to earn a win since Steve Avery in 1990. Faces Reds phenom Elly De La Cruz. First pitch fouled away. Throws him a fastball, something De La Cruz hasn't seen a lot of. And per the outstanding research of Matt Wilks, among hitters who have faced 200 or more pitches this year, only 3 in all of baseball have seen more breaking balls than fastballs. That is blitzed to right center field. Off the top of the wall. De La Cruz storms up to second base. He nearly had a home run by inches. That was 117 off the bat.
#1 prospect for the Atlanta Braves meets the #1 prospect for the Cincinnati Reds. 1-0 Reds. And John, Elly De La Cruz was thinking 3 bags right here. Once he turns it on, man, that kid is some kind of fun to watch.
Jake Fraley. Way up. Smith-Shawver decided to try to attack De La Cruz with fastball. Good luck. Fraley leads the team at ribbies. He has homered in 4 of his last 6 starts. Swing and miss. Change up. In his last 7 starts, Fraley hitting only a touch under .430 with 4 of his 9 home runs. De La Cruz dances, draws attention. Missed down with a change. Could that be independently telling in the wake of seeing a fastball annihilated? Successive changeups. By far the last pitch in terms of usage and productivity for Smith-Shawver. Popped up. Riley, no chance to make a play. Lark, the Reds are down 5, but they're playing in front of a sellout crowd as the 2 hottest teams in baseball collide. The energy changed on that De La Cruz hit.
Elly brings a certain energy to this ballpark. I mean, the fans are bringing this energy, but the reason these fans are here is because of the youth movement. Because of the grind. It's real. It's palatable. It's tangible.
2-2. Foul.
And John, it's fun. It's fun. This is a fun bunch of ball players. They're playing a fun brand of baseball.
Reds are facing a young man that was in high A until early May. De La Cruz leads, draws a look. Another. 2-2. Down. Now the Reds 21-year-old. Lister the ball from the Braves 20-year-old. Smith-Shawver was the youngest man when he debuted at AAA at that level only a few weeks ago. 3-2 is rocked. Deep right center. Gone. Double-digit dingers for Jake Fraley. The OV, the original Viking, gets the Reds on the board. Cape and Crown, it's 5-2.
What this team does, they respond. It is amazing how they have an answer whenever anyone scores some runs and puts something together. This team just keeps coming at you.
Breaking ball misses against Votto, and it all began with the sting off De La Cruz's bat, amplified by the bomb from Fraley. One and one on Votto. Hard foul. Votto, 39 years old. He'll turn 40 before season's end. Facing a 20-year-old hurler who will not legally be able to buy a drink until the offseason. The last time the Reds had a man 39 or older facing a pitcher 20 or younger, 1985, Pete Rose against Dwight Gooden. Fouled back. There was 97. Now, when he was in the minors, Smith-Shawver was recorded at at 99. He was sitting 95-96 in the big leagues. The velo's been down a touch. Brian Snitker, his manager, has said he believes there's more in the tank. And here are the Reds grinding at bats against him. Tap to first. Olson shovels. Ground ball out.
Oh, Jake Fraley, after Elly De La Cruz got this fan base back on their feet, going up top with a high fastball. And the original Viking and the young one from the Dominican Republic getting the Reds on the board.
Spencer Steer. First pitch popped up. Riley and d'Arnaud give a look. No play. And Lark, we give rightful praise to a very deep, powerful Braves lineup. Look at the length of this Reds lineup. Spencer Steer is batting 7th. He co-leads all National League rookies in RBIs. He's top 5 among rookies in average, homers, on base, OPS. Stevenson's on deck. One way in. Smith Shawver, a high school quarterback, had a star wide receiver who was also his baseball teammate, Bobby Witt Jr., stellar shortstop for the Royals. They were separated by 1 year. Tick foul. In fact, he was set to play quarterback and baseball at Texas Tech, and the Braves drafted him in the 7th round, gave him way over slot money. He had dipped because many teams thought he wouldn't sign. He was a hard college commit, but they gave him $1 million. He's a pro ball player. Two. Away. The body language of this 20-year-old hurler, who starts previously had come against the Tigers and Rockies. A few times he's thought he's had the Reds dead to rights and missed. Payoff. To left center. Rosario. Long fly ball out. Time now for word from the good folks at UDF.
What is it that makes UDF peach so popular? Juicy, ripe peaches. Stop by UDF while peach is back for a limited time.
Tyler Stevenson in his last 15 games hitting .310. 3 of his 5 homers, 11 of his 32 RBIs. Well, as that first pitch was coming in, Rosario in left, who made that glove in the gap, took a long jog. And he is playing a far more traditional pull left. They are giving left center to Stevenson.
Did you see the pitch that was thrown? It was a breaking ball down. And that's what Tyler Stevenson pulls. He pulls the breaking ball and hits the heater the other way. So if you look where the Braves are playing defensively, straight up in center field and right field for the heater, and the breaking ball left field, he pulls. As I said, when you step up as a hitter, when you step up and you survey the defense, it pretty much, for the most part, it pretty much tells you what the pitching staff is going to try to do to get you out.
3-0. Taking all the way, called strike. They also have Albee straight up the middle. While Riley guards the line a bit at third. popped him up. Darno no play, other side of the netting in the lower bowl. Payoff up, and Stevenson walks. First walk doled out by Smith-Shawver so far tonight. So Rick Kranitz is out for a chat with Luke Maile due up. Smith-Shawver was set to throw in the series against the Phillies. They had their penultimate game washed out and shelved until later in the year. He got pushed back until this series opener. By the way, you see the hyphenated last name. Shawver is the name of his stepfather, Jason, who had been with him since infancy. And he added his stepfather's name to his mother's last name of Smith when he was in high school. He also wasn't a pitcher until 3 years ago. He was a third baseman. In summer ball, the coach said, hey, go out and throw an inning. He hit 95. He said by the end of that day, he had 20 Division I offers. And he was pretty much a pitcher from that point forward. First pitch to Maile, popped up. Olson underneath. Reds get on the board. De La Cruz drills a double. Jake Fraley goes deep. If a Reds home run hits the Toyota hit and win sign during today's game, Tracy from Hamilton, Ohio will win the brand new built in the USA 2023 Tundra on display here at Great American Ballpark. Register for your chance at your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Matt Olson, first time around, popped out to second. Luke Weaver at 60 pitches. He threw 43 in the first, just 16 in a 1-2-3 second. Down to Olson, who gets one of baseball's 3 true outcomes, homer, walk, or strikeout, in exactly 50% of his plate appearances entering the game. That is 5th most in baseball. He leads the team 3rd in baseball with 21 home runs. He leads baseball in strikeouts with 98, and he's just outside the top 5 in walks with 48. Two. Weaver has struck out 1. He has walked 1. Chipped in the air. De La Cruz, a lot of ground to cover. And that thin sliver of foul territory. Leaps up, makes the grab. Undercut by Steer, and he holds on. De La Cruz helping his teammate to his feet as they bump down the line in foul ground.
Elly De La Cruz playing a traditional shortstop, having to go a long way down the third base line. What he does nicely is he gets the wall and runs along the wall. And you're always concerned because both the shortstop and the outfielder are looking up at the ball. Looks like both guys are okay. Great play.
Ozuna skies the first pitch foul. He struck out his first time. Lark, what stuns me each time we've been at break, when the focus can shift from the field for just a heartbeat's flutter. These are truly stuffed stands. That is clobbered to left. Smartly lined to Steer. One out single for Ozuna.
Yeah, there's an energy, and it's really been, I don't know if it's been the entire season, but certainly Matty McLain coming here, and ever since he's been here, then Elly De La Cruz shows up and Andrew Abbott shows up. There's been nothing but positive vibes here, and the people are starting to show up. There is an energy.
First pitch in the air to right. Fraley fading back. Off balance, makes the grab. 2 down.
It's a playoff atmosphere, if you will. Just about every single seat filled, and there's anticipation. It's great.
At last check, we had heard standing room only for tomorrow. Quickly shifting toward a similar shutout. Fastball strike to Rosario, who walked and scored his first time. Well, the biggest difference, it seems to me, first inning compared to the second and third, Weaver is pitching off that four-seam fastball much more. Rosario could not square that one up. That's the breaking ball, served foul down the right field line. On the year for Weaver, the breaking ball has been his best pitch in terms of average against. The league is at 138 against it. He uses it far more to lefties than he does righties. 0-2 again. Fouled back. Now these Braves are making Weaver work. He's closing in on 75 pitches. And it's still just the third inning. One and two. He has not had the feel for that changeup that when it's on. Connor Overton had a brilliant changeup. His other stuff is okay. The changeup could make him dominant at times. I feel similarly with Weaver.
Yeah, but Weaver has 95 to go along with it.
He does, yes. The ancillary stuff pops more. Swing and miss. There's the change. Rosario goes down swinging.
This team has been getting throughout Reds country, and particularly here in the city. Well, a couple nights back after the Reds finished that sweep, they were invited to the FC Cincinnati game, and several Reds took it in, including the big names. And look at India. They even had the Viking helmet, cape, and a sword for him. The crowd went wild. It was a great scene. There's a lot of energy downtown, and these teams, Bengals, FC Cincinnati, and the Reds, really have a good thing going on.
He's here. He's there. He's everywhere. 2-0, back-to-back breaking balls to Friedl. Let's see if it is he who is to be king, yanking that sword from the stone. Friedl sends a foul opposite way. What I loved, and Jimmy, you can speak to this, it was the whole team. You know, the whole team is at that soccer game, or a large portion of it. It was many members of this Reds team at the zoo yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was the big name guys. I mean, it was India, it was Friedl, it was De La Cruz, it was Steer there at the FC game. Steer went to the the zoo yesterday, so they are enjoying this ride as well.
Pitch up, Friedel walks. You know, we asked David Bell today, the Reds are on their longest win streak since 1957. His grandfather, Gus, was an all-star on that Reds team, and he often would regale the Bell family with stories of his playing days. And while David said he doesn't have the full recall of the specific tale, his biggest memories from those stories was the connectivity of the team. At the time, many players lived on the same street. Their families were with each other all the time. And he sees a similar blossoming of these guys truly liking each other, even beyond baseball. McLean worked a full count but struck out his first time. Friedel a base stealing threat. That bounces. Friedel 8 for 9 in stolen base tries, while Travis d'Arnaud has gotten his man just 3 times in 19 attempts. And he got a 20-year-old rookie who was in high A about 6 weeks ago on the mound.
Watch Matt Olson at first base, holding on TJ Friedel. Traditionally, a right-handed first baseman is on the bag, but Olson's in front of the bag. That makes it a little uncomfortable for the base stealer.
Where does the discomfort come from?
Just because you're not used to a guy just standing right there. And then if he makes a nice, easy fake back to the bag, it kind of startles you almost.
Riley fades back at third. Runner goes, swing and miss, throw down, tails toward first, head first slide. Friedel with his 9th steal.
No good jump right here. TJ Friedel getting the top speed in a hurry.
Reds entered second in all of baseball in steals, leading the National League. 2-2. Check swing. Tip. Strike 3.
There's the changeup down and away. We've seen in this game 2 strikes on the hitter. Pitch is just off the plate. There's a lot of energy, and as a smart player, use that energy against your opponent.
Runner goes, great jump, pitch way in, head first slide, no throw. 2 steals in the inning for Friedel, 10 on the year.
And that's huge right there, because the defense is going to stay back and concede the run. Now Jonathan India, instead of having to hit a base hit, just put the ball in play, avoid the pitcher and the first baseman, attack on another run.
1-0, well hit but foul opposite way.
And that swing right there just tells me Jonathan India is so in tune in what he needs to do in order to produce this run. It's not swing as hard as you can to try to hit a home run, although he may. It's just put the ball in play right here. Get this runner in from third base. That's why I think Jonathan India can hit anywhere in the lineup. He can be your leadoff guy, your second, your third, fourth hitter. He just understands, has a great feel for the game.
With a man on third, less than 2 outs, the Reds get that man in 55% of the time. That is 3rd best in baseball. India himself is at nearly 60%. That's his job. It's a job of any player, but particularly batting third. Big league average, by the way, is about dead even 50%. And I wonder how much lineup protection, the ripple effect of De La Cruz on deck, does that increase the likelihood of a pitch in the zone? 2-2. Full count.
I'm going to tell you, John, the years that I had really good productive offensive years were the years that the guy hitting behind me or the guy hitting in front of me, they were really good. So absolutely, De La Cruz changes everything.
Payoff. Swing and miss. Slider in the dirt. Back-to-back strikeouts for Smith-Shawver.
Yet another pitch. Starting that pitch down. Having it run out of the strike zone because of the energy and the anxiety of players when there's so much energy. I don't know if that was by design by the young pitcher, but it was a very effective pitch.
First pitch in the air to right. Acuna back at the wall. Gone! De La Cruz does it again. Home run number 3 on the year, his second of the homestand. And his 2-run shot has the Reds back within 1. This man is electric.
The post-game interview the other day, Jim Day talked about the home run that De La Cruz hit to left field. De La Cruz, speaking for the most part in Spanish, said in English, I'm not worried about my power. All I got to do is hit the ball. I'm not worried about my power. There you have it right there. Definitely not one of his blistered baseballs, but don't doubt that man's power.
0-1 on Fraley, who has homered. The Ellie Chance chorus down. Jim Day, he's got the helmet on. He also has a bat in hand that looks a bit warped. What is that the Reds celebrate?
I have been getting that question a lot. Now, this used to be a hitting tool bat that they no longer make. So it just kept lingering in Arizona in the hitting cage. And it kind of became one of those things like a stray dog where it just kept coming around and hanging around, and they just adopted it. Now it's used as a prop. It's meant as a prop towards a Viking sword after you put on the helmet or the cape and helmet. But it is a total prop and a total pet.
Did you get it? Absolutely, I got it. Ellie De La Cruz, 2-run bomb.
Am I losing it? I don't think we have seen even 10% of what Ellie De La Cruz is fully capable of. And his first few weeks in the big leagues have already been storybook.
Unbelievable.
The Reds were down 5-0 out of the gate. Then that man happened. He whistled a double. That was the second hardest hit ball by a Red in the StatCast era. Acutely pointed out by Matt Wilkes, by the way. He's all over everything. And then he crushes a home run to draw the Reds within 1.
How about the play he made down the third base line?
Yes.
Changes everything.
The din of conversation, the way it shifts in the wake of his big moments. Swing and miss. Weaver barks into his glove some. She gets that one by Arcia. Back-to-back strikeouts for Weaver with Duarte warming once again.
See Luke Maile sitting up on the inside part of the plate, and Weaver misses again out over the plate. Just Arcia swings through it.
Michael Harris II is bounced to short. They play him to pull. Strike 1 on a changeup. But Lord, some players are truly different. Broke his bat, little flare to center, coming on. Fredo, Maile cannot make the catch. Sliding try off the leather. That goes down as a base hit for Harris, who has now hit safely in 7 straight.
TJ Friedl with a good jump on this ball. As infielders, we say, you hit me in the bad spot, right in my hands.
David Bell has had Duarte warming again, and he makes the move. So Weaver yanked to the fourth. Skyline Chili called to the bullpen. Daniel Duarte in with a man on, 1 out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Reds. Back in the pack, GABP, man on, 1 out. Reds down a run. Daniel Duarte in, top of the order, and Acuna.
Certainly sooner than what David Bell expected to go to the bullpen. But Daniel Duarte, the more that we've seen him pitch, the more comfortable he appears to be. He's been good out of the bullpen. You see his numbers right there.
He's a 5-pitch reliever. Good pickoff. Got Harris in a rundown. Flick to India. Pitcher cover. Tag. 1-3-4-1 on the pickoff caught stealing of Harris. Bases clear. 2 down. That secures the line for Weaver.
Michael Harris being just very aggressive. Jonathan India does a nice job. Anytime you're in a rundown like that, you have to make the runners commit his shoulders, meaning he has to turn his shoulders perpendicular to the running lane. When he does that, there is no chance that he can turn and go in the other direction. Nice rundown right there.
That's the slider. That has been Duarte's primary pitch. Acuna has doubled and scored. He's also flying to left. Challenges him 2-1. Acuna entered the game with the second highest average in baseball, top 5 at OPS. He has a very dynamic and varied skill set. Feels a little like Elly De La Cruz. He's a far more established commodity in the big leagues, though. Tapped foul. They both have outstanding throwing arms. Acuna is the hardest throwing position player in the game. Averages 97 on his throws, has 6 outfield assists, along with a great bat. Chop left side, that gets past De La Cruz. He had spun his wheels a bit, breaking to his left. Acuna's on.
Looks like a slider right there. And the long arm of the law at third base, close to making that play.
So now a dynamic base stealer aboard. Albies has singled, scored. He has flied to center. Runner goes, good jump. Pitch missed down, throw, gets off the glove of McLean. Acuna pops up, he claims third. Stolen base and an error. That'll be an error on the throw of Maile.
Talk about guys that impact the game in comparison to Elly De La Cruz. Ronald Acuna Jr. has been doing this for years. And it seems like he just has such a fun time out there playing the game of baseball. We had a chance to talk to Jeff Francoeur before the game, and he mentioned how well Acuna Jr. was playing, and how it just seems to be so much fun for him.
One. Check swing seemed to go. Appeal, yes. One, two. Struck him out. Big show from Duarte. Gets the pick off, gets the K, keeps it a one-run game. Danny Graves and the late Gabe Paul cement their place in Reds history. The 2023 Reds Hall of Fame induction gala, Sunday, July 16th. Don't miss the star-studded ceremony. Visit redsmuseum.org to buy your tickets now. Reds down a run. Joey Votto grounded out his first time. A.J. Smith-Shawver tried to pitch him in reverse a bit. Started him with breaking ball. Misses here with a fastball. Borderline up. This homestand has seen a bridging of generations, with De La Cruz continuing to emerge as a glorious star and Votto returning as the longtime face of the franchise. And the two chants most prominent throughout the homestand have been the first names of Joey Votto and Elly De La Cruz. You wonder how long Brian Snitker goes with Smith-Shawver. He's only at 64 pitches, but he's also 20 years old. He was in high A a month and a half ago. Bounces home. Their bullpen is electric. And we showed you their relieving ERA during the course of their 8-game win streak is just above 1.5. Reds are already into their pen. Payoff. In the air, center field. Harris back. Joey Votto back to center to tie it. The beloved stars at each end of the spectrum on their respective careers have brought the fans to their feet. The Rally Reds have struck again. Off the mat from down 5-zip. It's 5-all. This team is awesome. Up and in on Steer. Appeal no go. It got him. He gets first base. Lark, is this real life? What is happening every day?
Yeah, this team has been somewhat resilient, and look at it, Spencer Steer. I think that's the second time after a guy's hit a home run that a pitch has been thrown up and in to Spencer Steer. That's unacceptable. I'm assuming that's not on purpose, but I recall not too long ago where Spencer Steer was hit after a home run was hit by the previous hitter. Just file that one away.
Tyler Stevenson fouls strike one. Colin McHugh is now up in the Braves bullpen.
But yes, it is real. This team is incredibly resilient. There's an energy and electricity about this club.
Generous strike away. Well, the Reds have tagged the Braves' #1 prospect with as many runs through 3+ innings tonight, as he had allowed in his first 3 big league appearances combined. Breaking ball doesn't snap. 1-2. These are the Rally Reds. Bounces home. Steer a clear path. He's up to second easily on a very wild pitch. There's Rick Kranitz, longtime pitching coach alongside Brian Snitker. This rookie likely getting near the end of his rope. 2-2. From 0-2 to full, he walked Stevenson the first time. Go ahead run in scoring position. Steer hops. Ball in the air to left. Rosario barely budges. 1 out. Joey Votto.
Yeah, Joey Votto has been getting close and hitting a few balls hard, and this one he did not miss at all. Almost sending it to the batter's eye. It looks like we got a pitching change here in Cincinnati.
His home run went 428 feet. We go to break as Brian Snitker goes to his bullpen. The Reds have roared back, tied at 5. In-game parlay talked about at Reds Live. Matt McLain does not yet have a hit. Elly De La Cruz has scored a run, and Joey Votto, oh yeah, he tied the game as he mashed to center field. He's part of the ushering of the rookie A.J. Smith-Shawver out of the game. Go ahead run at second base, 1 out. The Reds have leveled the score. Colin McHugh, the veteran, is in.
Yeah, the veteran Colin McHugh, and he's a 4-pitch pitcher. Primary pitch is the slider.
First pitch, Maile rolls to third. That freezes Steer. Bit of a wide throw. Olson stays on, 2 down.
Cutter fastball and a curveball to go with that slider.
It's a very high spin fastball, but he leans on the breaking ball. TJ Friedl has fly to left, walked, stolen 2 bags, and scored. McHugh has inherited 18 runners, stranding 4. Excuse me, only allowing 4 to score, stranding 14. A big hand-me-down man is a potential go-ahead run for the Reds. Steer, an above-average runner at second base. Snuck in that sweeper for a strike. Now, stranding runners is something that he's done as a Brave. Friedl needs a moment after fouling that pitch off himself. Last year, he inherited 38 runners. He stranded 28. It was the most inherited runners in the National League, and the strand rate was 3rd best among men with 30 or more hand-me-down men. This is what he's done for 2 years for Brian Snitker. One-two. Kicks dirt. Something that very possibly could happen, not just here, but over this series. The Reds are very aggressive trying to score from second and first. Acuna has a cannon in right field. full count. McLean awaits if Friedel can extend the inning. Struck him out.
Joey Votto said no, not just the young guys can participate. How about the old guys getting it done as well? Tie ball game.
Oh, he bangs. He bangs. Second shot since coming back. Duarte away to Austin Riley. Often the boxing analogy gets grossly overused when hot and talented teams collide. But you're a boxing guy, Lark. This kind of feels like a heavyweight fight. These are haymakers.
A little punch and a little counter punch. Absolutely.
Well hit to left. Steer running hard. Can't get there. Barehanded on a bounce. Strong throw, and that's going to keep Riley to a single. Nice job.
You mentioned it. I think Spencer Steer is so underrated defensively. This ball down the line, Austin Riley's thinking double. If not for the hustle of Spencer Steer. And then the strong throw, he's sitting on second base.
Matt Olson has popped out twice, once to second, once to third, the latter in foul ground. Hefty swing comes up empty. A great piece in The Athletic from Jason Stark breaking down the surprise teams of baseball, the Orioles, the Diamondbacks, the Reds, and postulating, are they built to take most plumb advantage of the rules revisions? And Nick Krall's quoted in the piece, pointing out, accurately so, that the Reds have been doing this for years. It's something you and I have spoken about off mic constantly since I first sat alongside you 2 years ago. The need for the Reds to become more athletic, to become better defensively. It just so happens it's married up with the perfect time to actualize that run.
Yes, indeed.
Well hit to left. Steer sprinting corner, won't get there. That's gone. Olson's team leading 22nd home run. The seesaw shifts back to Atlanta 7-5.
Well, we mentioned Atlanta, and during their streak, over 8 runs a game. And it happens with the long ball.
First pitch well away to Ozuna, who smoked a single at nearly 110. He's also struck out. The Reds' lone lefty Alex Young is now loosening in the bullpen. Chop left side. De La Cruz darts in front. One down. Time now for a brief word from our friends at Fiesel.
Weather got you worried? Fiesel has you covered. Visit FieselLink.com today for $1,000 off a purpose-built roof.
I can feel the synthesizer there at the end. It's not quite chair dance, but I like it. I dig it. Travis d'Arnaud has homered. He's also flied to right. Friedel sashaying the hips. Makes the grab as something fell from the other side of the wall. The fan lost a hat, it looks like. Jake Fraley helps him out. TJ Friedel gets really good reads in center field. And here comes David Bell. The left-handed Eddie Rosario, who's one of the many hot Braves hitters, is due up. And his left-hander Alex Young is ready. Pitching change. Young is on.
In St. Elizabeth Healthcare, your donation benefits the Reds Community Fund baseball and softball outreach programs throughout Reds country. Visit reds.com/giveathon for details. And those donations in part will go to everything the Reds do at the Urban Youth Academy. And you'll see this is not old video. This is just a couple of days ago. Votto making yet another appearance. He even took a turn umpiring. This is a great shot right here. He had an off night after the day game, followed by an off day, and decided to go to the Urban Youth Academy and give back. He's done it several times.
Great talent, great human. Alex Young facing Rosario, who has walked, struck out, and scored. India under his sliding backhand. That's a base hit. Young has been working a lot. He went on 3 straight days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. First time he's done that in his career. He's the only Red to do that so far this season. Arcia, an RBI double, has also struck out. Now, Rosario has been caught stealing in 3 of his 4 attempts, plus a lefty on the mound. Swing and a miss. Chop left side, De La Cruz in, smoothly gloves. Deep shot from Olsen. Reds down 2. Reds baseball on Bally Sports Ohio is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by DHL Supply Chain. Now hiring a wide range of salary, managerial, and operational roles. Apply today. Join DHL.com. First pitch hits Matt McClain. A sweeper that didn't quite sweep. Leadoff man aboard. Well, tying run to the plate. Jonathan India has foul popped to first and struck out swinging. And he gets hit. Back to back plunked Reds. And Elly De La Cruz is going to come to the plate as the go-ahead run.
Well, Elly De La Cruz got that breaking ball his last time up. Not one of his harder hit balls, but when he gets extended, the ball goes a long way.
Strike 1. He is doubled. Hit a 2-run homer, scored twice. He has a hit and a run scored in 6 consecutive games. Sweeper sticks for a strike. According to ESPN Stats and Info, Elly De La Cruz, the first man of the World Series era, goes back to 1903. 20 hits, 5 steals, 3 bombs in his first 15 games. Backdoor miss. Ooh, 1-2. He has seen a lot of breaking balls. Daylight play. Fein throw to second. Barcia had swept in from short. Ben Heller warms in the Braves pen. 1-2. Broke his bat. That's in the center. Base hit. Windmill on McLean. Harrison center. Lob to second. McLean slides home safely. India over to third. De La Cruz. He is a triple shy. 3 for 3. And the Reds within 1. The legend of Elly De La Cruz continues to grow.
Breaking ball up in the zone this time, and that bat dies a hero, John. And that man right there, my goodness.
De La Cruz 6 for 6 in stolen base tries. Joey Votto has homered today. Jake Fraley has homered today. Elly De La Cruz has homered today.
You go back to that pitch that McHugh throws on the outside corner. He thought it was strike 3. Didn't get the call. Elly made him pay.
Welcome the pickoffs, right? Because if he doesn't get him, it could liberate him all the more. India the tying run off third. De La Cruz goes, swing and miss, throw down, head first slide, safe. 7 for 7, and now the go-ahead run in scoring position.
It's like a human highlight watching Elly De La Cruz play.
Middle infield fades back. First now fades back as well. Riley remains even at third. 0-2. We get asked constantly as the Reds see new teams or first time in a bit, what's the comp for Elly De La Cruz? There is no comp. He is Elly De La Cruz. He is him. Down and in.
Yeah, we were just asked that question today, and there's a couple combinations that I threw out there, and they're all great. That's what he is. He's just amazing.
Swing and miss, strike 3.
Eric Davis was asked that same question. Well, of course, wears the same number or the same number as Elly. And Eric, this is before Elly made this is in the spring. Said there is no comp. Elly is Elly. That's straight from ED.
I mean, he is like a real life Shazam. You know, the strength of Hercules, the lightning of Zeus. Joey Votto, foul ball, strike 1. He has attributes of some of the best in each of the respective tools areas, plus a pretty obvious baseball IQ, and he's 21.
Yeah.
Tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position. Backdoor miss to Votto. And that sweeper is not there right now for McHugh, with Heller warm by now in the pen. If he loses Votto, I would have to think Brian Snitker would make the move. Way up 2-1. It is a slugfest in Cincinnati tonight. Way in, 3-1. India, De La Cruz lead. The pitch. Votto swings high in the air, right field. Yes! He pointed to the dugout to Braves are coming to life, and it's 9-7, the Reds' first lead of the night. That is Joey Votto's 315th career go-ahead ribby. Only Johnny Bench had more as a Red. This team is loaded for bear, and it has two superstars playing at peak. Back to the bullpen for the Braves. A pitching change with the Reds on top. Claim the lead. Only Johnny Bench more go-ahead ribbies lifetime as a Red than Joey Votto. You believe in fate? That was the 19th career multi-homer game for number 19. Bring on Ben Heller, the next man up for the Braves.
3-pitch pitcher as well. He's a fastball, slider, changeup. And man, oh man, how exciting is this ball club?
Down and away, 3-0 on Steer. You know, Lark, you've been around the Reds for a long time, and you said to me at break, this place is loud.
I can recall a few years during my playing career where it was this electric in the ballpark, but on the field, the length of this lineup and the way that they just respond time after time after time. Come back. The contributions from everyone. Joey Votto coming back, getting the slider. And he pointed to someone in the dugout. I told you it was going to happen. He talked about adding value and performing when he came back to Cincinnati. It's been a long time in his rehab, and since he's been back, man, oh man, has he been impactful.
Don't doubt JDV.
I've seen that point before. He called a shot with someone.
That's what he was doing, right? He was saying, I told you so.
I've seen it before. This is just me speaking. I don't know for a fact, but I've seen it before.
Stevenson to right. In between Reed. Acuna closes ground. Staggered strides. Catches himself on the sidewall. Steer able to retreat. And when he's in that kind of a zone, when he's locked in that way, look out. By the way, he's hitting 6th. This lineup is crazy. Luke Maile has popped out, grounded out. A 4-run assault to claim the lead here in the 5th. But keep in mind, this game is far from done. This Braves offense equally potent with plenty of power. This has the makings of a major slugfest. I think back to my first year, it was Reds Cubs, right? Where they Castellanos with a little flare to center. That had some ridiculous high final score. It was near the tail end of the first month. Borderline strike up. Unfortunately, Maile knows all too well about strikes up from what happened a couple of days ago. That's in there. Strike 3.
Joey Votto with the 3-run home run, putting the Reds up 2.
Total runs update. Well, rip up pregame. It was 11. It sends up to 20.5. Offense galore. Joey Votto, 2 homers, a big part of it. Strike 1 to Harris. who has singled off the glove of Friedl, trying to make a sliding tough play and grounded out. In front of a sellout crowd, a collision of the two hottest teams in baseball, each leading their respective division.
Crowd still buzzing. What's it doing? Still buzzing.
What is that dugout like right now?
Oh, it's craziness. It's guys just shaking their heads, not in disbelief, but just like, what's next? What can we do next?
This team still just scratching the surface of what's possible. Ian Gibaut getting loose in the bullpen. 2-2. I mean, Jim, you've been around this Reds club for a number of years. Does this energy right now remind you of any particular era of your time?
2010 was a special year down the stretch in the clinch night when Jay Bruce hit the walk-off home run. That was electric energy. That was an electric night. But there was a lot of build up to that. This has come in such a quick wave, and it's with such young dynamic players that I think the present is bright and the future. So it's a different feel of energy that I have never felt in this ballpark.
Alex Young has done his job. David Bell summons Ian Gibaut. Game show at 3:30, brought to you by Ray St. Clair Roofing, as Graham Ashcraft returns. He'll be activated off the IL. He'll oppose Jared Schuster. Last we saw Ashcraft, Lark, before the comebacker sent him to the IL, he looked better.
He certainly did. Injury, unfortunate part of the game, and hopefully when he comes back he will be 100% and as filthy as he was in the past.
We last saw him 2 weeks ago. He got hurt against the Dodgers. Ian Gibaut got his 8th win 2 days ago, the most by a National League reliever, and on one pitch gets Acuna to pop up. Steer takes command. 2 down. That's a big first out as he's entering to face the top of this outstanding Braves order. Ozzie Albies singled and scored his first time. Since then, a fly to center and a strikeout swinging. Steps out and watches strike one. Just inside with a cutter. Away. Well, the Braves entered with wins in 8 straight, 15 of 17. In that longer 17-game span, only once did they allow 9 or more homers. And that was in extra innings when they beat the Mets in 10, 13-10 on June the 8th. Reds only have 6 hits, but they have 9 runs. Glancing foul. That is thanks to some gifted runners, including a pair of Reds plunked on first pitches, breaking balls that didn't snap. And Cincinnati has launched 4 homers. Payoff. Runs in. Albies is on. Austin Riley 2 hits and RBI. The one time he was retired, he lined to center. He has scored twice. I love how Gibaut goes right after hitters.
Right after you. You know it's coming.
Runner goes. Pitch called a strike. Throw down. Decent one. Tag safe. Albies 4 for 4 in steal tries.
It's all about the jump off the pitcher. Luke Maile with a really good throw. Nice transfer. But Albies easily safe in the second base. Remember, there's 4.5 fewer inches that runner has to cover between first and second base with the new larger bases out there. 3 inches less from home to third, or home to first and third to home.
Appeal no go. The Reds infield convinced he had gone. Everyone was striding toward the dugout.
Oh, here's why right here.
Ooh.
Yeah. Never seen it called before.
Reds got the benefit on a backdoor breaking ball to De La Cruz. Braves get the benefit on what seemed to be a go on a check swing. 1-2. And time called first. Maile had already started to stride out. Now, this is a team in the truest traditional sense, but Maile has emerged as one of the louder leader voices in that clubhouse, and deservedly so.
Well, we've just seen him get more run behind the dish, more opportunity to play, and I'm telling you, John, every time he gets a chance to play, he contributes. It's just a really tough situation with the catchers in this organization right now. You got Casale, who statistically, defensively, is a wizard. Tyler Stevenson, he's been the main guy. He was the mainstay at the beginning of the season coming into the year. It's just a matter of who was going to split time with him. He gets kicked to first base and playing DH, and then Luke Maile comes around, and he's just been consistent and making positive contributions. And you mentioned in the clubhouse his leadership skills. He's can't play them all.
It's something Charlie Goldsmith was asking David Bell about the other day. Reds got swept in Pittsburgh by the Pirates in later April. That plunged them to 7-15. It was Maile who led the meeting after the game, talking about approach, talking about the need to be as engaged, as disciplined, as grinding as possible. It wasn't necessarily an immediate switch. Yes, they swept Texas. They won a series against Oakland, but they lost a set to San Diego. I wonder, though, when all is said and done on this year, the obvious is the add of McLean and De La Cruz. That's significant, not to diminish that. Could that be another point circled? Sky to right. Reds have the lead. We go bottom 6. Sunday, July 2nd against the Padres. Fans in attendance receive the next poster on the City Connect series featuring Joey Votto. Thanks to Hit Skeeters while supplies last. 9-7 Reds. Ben Heller misses wide. Top of the order, TJ Friedl, who has walked, scored, stolen a couple of bags. This is now the 4th time through for the Reds lineup. Heller shakes a few signs. Way in. Braves opened the door themselves last inning. The first pitch of the inning nicked Matt McLain. The next pitch clipped Jonathan India. And then the Reds took advantage. The leadoff walk on 4. Matt McLain has struck out twice, hit by pitch, run scored. He's now 1 for 10 on the homestand. You know what that means?
He is absolutely due.
Oh, heck yes. Strike 1. Buck Farmer warms in the Reds pen. Two. For Friedl, tonight marks his first career multi-steal game. He had never had more than one. That gets off the glove of d'Arnaud. Friedl flies up to second, turns, and holds. d'Arnaud able to recover. That'll be a wild pitch. McLain center field. Harris going back, makes the catch. Friedl tag, and he'll claim third easily. Long fly ball out. McLain, a good baseball moment. And a run 90 feet away with one out. Quick word now from the folks at Rally House.
Play ball, Cincy. Shop the latest in Red style with your favorite brands and throwback designs. Rally House has gear for every fan.
Infield in for India. 0 for 2, hit by pitch, run scored. Pop out, strikeout. Grounded through, base hit. Friedl scores. India gets his 40th RBI. 10-7, a field goal lead.
Jonathan India just choking down and just making solid contact when the infield is in. If you don't hit that ball right at someone, it is a base hit. Puts the ball in play. And the Reds score another run.
Elly De La Cruz stands in, and as he does, the entire Reds dugout is gathering. Lark, as he strode to the plate, I saw a half-dozen players peel back from the depths of the dugout to lean on that padded rail because they know they have to watch this.
This is much CTV right here. This guy right here. What is he going to do next?
Down it in. 3 for 3, triple shy of the cycle, 3 ribbies. He is hitting .356. He's been in the big leagues for 2 weeks. 2-1.
And you have to pitch him very carefully. And I get that and understand. But you have to pitch the man behind him very carefully as well. And then you have to pitch the future Hall of Famer behind him very carefully as well. The depth of this lineup. Jonathan India hitting third. Matt McClain. TJ Friedl at the leadoff spot. What are you going to do? You're going to be involved in some high-scoring games. And this Reds team is going to have a lot of scoring opportunities.
De La Cruz, right center. Down, base hit. Could he go free? India around third. India scores. It's a cycle. This rookie in 2 weeks in the big leagues posts the first cycle for a Red since 1989. Ellie Mania. Infield in here. Wow. Wow.
Have you caught your breath yet?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
No. Reds baseball is the NCAA tournament every day. That's what this is right now.
My goodness.
They have an 11-game win streak for the first time in 66 years. They have a once in every 100 years player.
Wow. That ball off the bat, John, you knew it was happening. You spoke it into existence. I mean, this team is playing some great baseball, but Elly De La Cruz, you get an opportunity, folks. You have got to come see this young man play. He is a special, special talent.
Strike one. There is no let up in this lineup. Strike.
Last cycle, Eric Davis in 1989. My goodness.
Hard foul. And before that, it was Frank Robinson in 1959. Those are the only two before De La Cruz since 1941 for the Cincinnati Reds. Pops the payoff to the seats, foul. And part of the competitive fun is there's an anything you can do with Fraley at the plate, who leads this team at RBIs, who has homered tonight, with Joey Votto, who's homered twice tonight. This is video game baseball come to life. It's in the game.
Well, this ball changeup from Heller. This was the perfect pitch in the perfect location for Elly De La Cruz. And let's just get the camera on him and watch him run. The man can absolutely fly. And he knew very well that he needed that triple for the cycle. And as soon as that ball was hit in the gap, he put his head down and he was going to get there.
Pitching change for the Braves. Kirby Yates will get the call. While we were away, they put on the video board the fact that Elly De La Cruz recorded the first cycle for the Reds since 1989. And this place went ballistic. Everyone stood and roared as loud as I have ever heard this stadium.
Special things are happening as a special player. My goodness.
Joey Votto has homered twice tonight. Fraley off from first. First pitch, chop foul.
Kirby Yates in the game. You can see his numbers right there. 188. Very effective against hitters. He's a 3-pitch pitcher. Throws a 4-seamer, a slider, and you can see him digging for it. He throws a split.
Oh, 1. Landed for a strike. There's the splitter. Number 19 has his 19th career multi-home run game. He has 3 career 3-home run games. That ties him with Johnny Bench for the most in Reds history. Dangerous pickoff. De La Cruz to the plate. Throw is there. He slides into a waiting tag, and he's out. His aggression will yield far more good than bad, but there he runs into the second out.
Yeah, De La Cruz, I think he looked to see Olson. I think he believed that Olson had forgotten about him at third base. It did look like Olson kind of relaxed over there. And when he has his mindset, he goes 100%.
Fraley goes 0-2, swing and miss, upstairs heat. The Reds lengthen their lead as history has had a cycle for Elly De La Cruz. Visit MLBshop.com for a full Fanatics experience and be able to purchase all of the latest Cincinnati Reds gear. Buck Farmer is in.
Buck Farmer leads the Reds relievers in innings pitched. He has been so reliable. David Bell has leaned on him in high leverage situations. Exceptional in his last 28 appearances. He's got a sub-1.5 ERA.
Olson opposite way, long run for Steer. Sliver of foul ground against the wall. Oh, what a catch! He gave up the body as he wore it into that padded wall, and he comes up beaming with a smile.
John, you want to see what inspired baseball looks like? Here you go, right here. Long way to go for Spencer Steer, understanding there is no real estate down that left field line. That's a great play.
That's his 5th career start in left field. Strike 1 on Ozuna. Hard single, strikeout, ground out. Looped in the air to left, Steer again. Again, a lot of ground. And an easier play, fair side. The efficiency of Farmer is key here. The more he can bridge, if he can give David Bell a couple of innings, that's a big deal. d'Arnaud, swing and miss, way out in front on the slider. By the way, tales of the exceptional. The Elly De La Cruz triple for the cycle. He was home to third in 10.83. That is defined by Savant as elite. That is the top 1% of baseball. 0-2.
I don't think there's anything in that young man's arsenal that is not elite. From his baseball IQ to his baseball playing ability. Looking at a generational type talent.
One, two. That, by the way, matches his home to third time on his first big league triple, which Sarah Langs pointed out that night, that was a couple of weeks ago, as the fastest home to third time of the big leagues this year, the second fastest in the last 4 years. Great looking pitch called tight. Broke his bat with a hop over the extended glove of McLean. That was way in on his hands. d'Arnaud singles.
Good pitch right here. Buck Farmer. Seeing on the hands of d'Arnaud. And Matty McLean couldn't quite get to it.
Rosario aboard twice. He has walked, singled, and scored. He's also struck out. Borderline miss with a changeup. Lower third strike. Well hit to right center. Fraley flying back in the gap, off the wall. Sprint to third, windmill on d'Arnaud. No, he'll stop and shut it down. Holds at third base. Rosario doubles to right center, and at second and third, the margin still 4.
I think Rosario think he had one right there. You see him come out the box. He hits this ball really well. I don't know if d'Arnaud thought it was gone as well. But Jake Fraley gets that wall. And that's a hustle play by Jake Fraley. Not being able to make a play on the fly ball, but on the ricochet right there. Getting that ball back into the infield quickly. Keeping d'Arnaud at third base.
Well, Lucas Sims just now is up and loosening, but this is something, Lark, that you have noticed in multiple Reds players, but particularly in Fraley, several times over the course of the last couple of homestands.
Yeah, they just do a nice job of really hustling, specifically Jake Fraley, of really hustling. He cut a ball off the right field line the other day to keep a runner at first base to keep the double play in order. That play right there, that ball is off the wall. He doesn't have a play on the actual fly ball, but he's in such good position to play the carom off the wall. He gets the ball back to the infield quickly. Doesn't allow the run to score from first base. Just inspired baseball on both sides. Jake Fraley has been amazing this year as far as his leadership and how he plays the game. And there's the small things that he does. Huge results from some of the little hustle things that he does. Much respect, Jake Fraley. Keep it up.
Oh, 2 elevated. Farmer might have gotten squeezed some, borderline miss against D'Arnaud. He later reached on a poke. Rosario the double. 1-2 to Arcia. Fades down and away as he's alternated fastball and slider so far. He jumped ahead on a heater. He got a chase swing. Fastball and slider out of the zone since. 2-2. Struck him out. Fastball in. With us after the game. What is that scene going to look like? Reds Live, the post-game show from your local Toyota dealers. Catherine and Chris are going to have the breakdown. They might have 40,000 people around that desk. They have been fired up. They have been loud. They have been proud. They have been hanging late. Reds trailed 5-0 out of the gate tonight. They're up 11-7. Spencer Steer, ball one from Kirby Yates. Steer's made a few nice plays in left field. He's been aboard twice and a fly ball out. 1-1. Fouled away. Swing and miss. High heat. Successive strikeouts. Yates got Votto to close the 6th, gets Steer to start the 7th. Stevenson has walked. He's flied out twice. Generous strike. Riley guards the line deep at third. Cracked foul. The 11 runs on the board for the Reds, Lark, the most the Braves have allowed in any game this year. Atlanta had surrendered 10 twice, never more until Ryan Snitker's squad rematched with the Reds.
Well, for the last month or so, this team has just been playing great baseball offensively. It's been a pick your poison type of deal. Who are you going to pitch to? You think about this lineup and how long this lineup is. TJ Friedl having a fantastic year. Matt McClain, obviously. Jonathan India. Then Elly De La Cruz, Fraley, Votto coming back. Spencer Steer, who is in the run for Rookie of the Year. 40 ribbies on the season. This guy right here, Tyler Stevenson, who was hit in the middle of the lineup earlier for much of his career. As you said, he's hitting 8th.
Check swing, appeal, he went.
Just a solid ball club that has been playing some inspired baseball.
Luke Maile, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. It's not often you get to play for your boyhood team. You grew up here. You played for the Reds. Luke Maile grew up here, and he's living that dream every day.
It's personal, John.
Base hit.
It's a business, but it is personal. And as I said, every time he gets an opportunity to play, he performs. He just gets it done. Nice pass on the ball out over the plate, right up the middle.
And with Maile's hit, every Red in the 9 tonight has reached base. Back to the top of the order. Friedel has walked twice, scored twice. Strike 1. Splitter misses. Two and one as the wave makes its 4th turn. Come on, you want to hop on? You ready? It's coming. There we go. All right.
There it is. Joel, too. Attaboy, Joel.
In the air to right center. Acuna secures the final out. 7 complete. 11-7 Reds. At MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Cincinnati Reds at MLBshop.com. Reds up 4. Lucas Sims enters for the 8th.
And another guy out of the bullpen that has been on a fantastic run himself. Look at his 133 opponent's batting average. He's not allowed to run in any of his last 10 appearances. This team has been playing some really good baseball, John, and it's really a team. The bullpen has given this offense plenty of opportunities to come back. They've done a really nice job.
He uses Baba O'Reilly by the Who to come out. I love it. Up and away to Michael Harris II, who has singled, been picked off. He's 1 for 3, couple of ground outs. Paul O'Neill used to walk up to that song. Fouled away. Sims slider when it's on. A strikeout. Big time weapon.
Yeah, recently he's been really good. We've seen that super tight slider, but we also have seen the fastball ticking up. Last time out he was sitting at 95 and 96 miles an hour with the heater.
1-2. Defensive swing at that upstairs heat that's at 96.
There you go.
Struck him out. Slider with depth.
Yeah, you get that 96 up at the top of the zone. Defensive swing, and then you see something down. You're thinking 96 in your mind. You see that ball out of his hands. It's such a late raker. It's that tight slider we were talking about.
First pitch, line to left, steer flying back at the wall, gone. Acuna's third hit. He's a triple shy of the cycle. It's 11-8.
Well, there's special talent on both sides of the baseball. It's just a fastball down, and Ronald Acuna Jr. a highlight film in his own right.
His 16th, the game's 7th homer between the two teams. Strike one on Albies, who has singled, walked, and scored. He also has stolen a bag. He's 1 for 3. Popped, foul ground, Votto over, hits the rolled up tarp. The Braves have bludgeoned opposing pitching all year. A crucial part of their second best record in baseball, tops in the National League. They lead the game in big flies. With their efforts tonight, they have hit 132 bombs. The Reds have out-homered them, and their homers have had greater impact. They are beating one of baseball's best at its own game. The Reds are announcing themselves as deserving of being in that same category. During this win streak, they swept the Astros in Houston. They won a series in St. Louis. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
A way to bounce back from the home run from Acuna. Location of that fastball, not in the heart of the plate, running away from the lefty. The pitch.
Down and away to Riley, who has 2 hits, including an RBI. I mean, Lark, beyond this win streak, these Reds this year won a series at Boston. They took a series from the Dodgers. They swept the Texas Rangers.
I can't wait to see the Major League Baseball power rankings come out this next week. Last ones that came out, I recall, Houston and the Dodgers were in the top 10, and the Reds were not. You cannot deny the baseball that has been played here in Cincinnati. You cannot deny what these guys are doing on the field. You cannot deny the fact that that man has been in every game in the middle of just about everything. This is a very, very good team that's playing some great baseball. People need to respect Cincinnati. These guys deserve the respect of the national media.
Strength of schedule played entering this game. Winning percentage of the opponents, Reds and Braves, identical. Fouled away. Now the Braves, they do boast baseball's second best record against winning teams above 500. Only the Rays have done better in that regard. And the Rays are the only team with a better overall record than the Braves. But these Reds are on a roll. 2-2. Down to the win. Payoff. Crushed foul. The pinball's halfway up the second deck. Payoff again. Smash to left center to the Reds bullpen. Wow! A long home run for Riley. And 2 solo shots this inning have drawn Atlanta within 2.
Austin Riley, my goodness. There's some baseball being played on that field. Look at this swing. Good gracious. Good baseball players down there on that field.
Matt Olson, strike 1. And remember that Atlanta is the club that Sims came up with. Olson a 2-run homer tonight. Sims' first 2 years in the big leagues were at a Braves uni at 17 and 18. Alexis Diaz is now getting loose in the Reds bullpen. Club to center. Friedel back. A 3rd home run caught on the fly by a Braves fan. It's 11-10. It's the first time in Sims' career that he has allowed 3 home runs in 1 outing.
Not a terrible pitch. Just really good hitting. Matt Olson. Wow.
First pitch strike to Ozuna, who has singled. Remember I mentioned the Reds-Cubs game from 21? I found it. It was May 2nd of that year. It was 13-12 in 10 innings. That's what this felt like in the 4th. You could feel that. Like, this team is really good.
Yes, stand up, people. I mean, this is a heavyweight slug match. A slugfest. Exciting, exciting times.
0-2. Struck him out. What an inning. Feast and famine. 3 home runs, 3 strikeouts. Reds by a sliver. Cincinnati Reds baseball on Bally Sports Ohio is brought to you by Jake Sweeney Chevrolet, serving the tri-state for over 100 years. By the Ohio, the lights burn bright and the stadium flush with fans, a sellout crowd on hand. 3 home runs for the Braves to draw within 1. The slimmest of margins intact for the Reds. Let's see if they can tack on. That trio able to go deep. Matt McLain has lined out to deep center. He'll face Joe Jimenez.
Joe Jimenez, 3-pitch pitcher. Fastball sits at 95 miles an hour, slider and a changeup.
McLain is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a hit by pitch, along with his line drive out. Strike 1. Up. Jimenez came over from the Tigers in a trade in December. He was a strikeout artist last year. About 12 1/4 per 9. That was top 5 in the American League among men with 50 or more innings. He's retired the first man that he has faced 19 times against 25 prior men. Full count on McLain. He's aboard. Leadoff walk.
Looked like Jimenez stumbled as he was delivering this pitch to the plate. You can see him doing a little work on the mound out there with the spikes. But it looks like he almost fell. Yeah, lost his footing.
McLean has had modest base stealing success. 3 steals, caught 3 times. And a timer violation against Jimenez. It's ball 1.
He has to deliver that ball before the clock strikes 0. Didn't quite get there.
2-0. India aboard twice, hit by pitch, RBI single, 2 runs scored. Fouled into the glove. This ballpark is going to explode when De La Cruz comes up. Snaps for a strike. The Reds have played 29 one-run games this year. Only Cleveland has played more. Reds have a winning record in one-run games after an awful beginning in close affairs. They're now 16 up, 13 down. Popped up. d'Arnaud. Here comes Elly De La Cruz. The first cycle for the Reds since 1989. Playing in his 15th career big league game. First pitch, center field. Harris over. De La Cruz retired. Now, quick word from cue the music, Miami Valley Gaming.
Shimmy on down and get ready to get lucky at Miami Valley Gaming.
Awesome. Joel danced again. Yay, welcome back, bud.
No way he could not have danced today with all this energy in this ballpark. Had to strap him down to that seat trying to stand up.
You know, Lark, we may need to invest in seat belts for at least De La Cruz at bats. Throw over, McLean back safely. Fraley aboard twice, a 2-run homer, a walk. He has struck out twice. Diaz is ready in the Reds bullpen. Fouled back. Swing and miss. Runner goes, 1-2. Down from his knees, the throw, tails to third. McLean swipes second.
Matt McLain staying aggressive. In there easily. Good jump. Get yourself in scoring position.
Chopped foul. Fraley, right field. Acuna squeezes. No margin for error. The Reds up a run to the ninth. Alexis Diaz. Seen some runs, some major moments. And now with the Reds back to life after trailing by 5 to begin the game. Enter Alexis Diaz. When he enters games, the Reds don't lose. He has converted a save in his first 20 tries this year, the longest streak to begin a season by a Red in over 3 decades.
Yeah, he has been really good and locked down at the end of the game. However, recently he has shown some signs of fatigue. Last time out against Colorado, he did get the save. However, he gave up a couple of hits. Walked a few runners. Ended up getting out of it. Hopefully he's had a few days to rest and recover.
First pitch popped up. Votto. Eddie Rosario sizzling, including tonight in his last 7. He has 12 hits over the course of his last 20 at-bats. 5 of them homers, a single and double so far tonight. He is a dangerous hitter. Weigh in. Two and 0. While we were away, Diaz, as he has most of the year, entered to a dazzling light strobe display with trumpets blaring in a song similar to that of his brother Edwin. Swinging 3-0, popped up. Maile and De La Cruz, no play. This is something the Braves have done all year. They're one of the most aggressive teams in baseball, 3-0. Now the back. Chance of Eddie from the smattering of Braves fans swallowed up by the Reds fans. Walked him. Tying run is on. Go ahead run bats. But keep this in mind. only the Marlins grounded to more double plays than the Braves. And that's likely part of the thought process as a pinch runner trots on. They'll have Sam Hilliard run for Rosario. Arcia an RBI doubled. He's 1 for 4. Hilliard is in the 91st percentile in sprint speed. Ground ball. McClain, second. 12 in a row. The oldest team in professional baseball has its 5th ever winning streak of a dozen straight. They best the Braves in a thriller. 11-10.
Oh, it's nice to see Alexis Diaz come back out here and be able to close down this ball game, getting the 6-4-3 double play to complete the save. And it did not start out early looking good for the Reds. Luke Weaver struggled with this command and gave up 5 runs early in this game, but this offense, well, first of all, the bullpen gave this offense a chance, and this offense did it, man. It's amazing. Elly De La Cruz with the first cycle since Eric Davis in 1989 with 4 hits, obviously. And the big home run by Jake Fraley. And Joey Votto, he's back with the 2 bombs today. Man, this was a fun game.
Never doubt the Rally Reds, their baseball best 27th comeback win. They have 5 straight comeback wins, and it's the 3rd time this year that they have rallied from down 5 or more to win off the mat into the win column.
We've said it time and time again, John. This team is playing inspired baseball. They grind out at bats. They just keep coming at you. And what a day today for Elly De La Cruz. We talked about his baseball IQ, his baseball ability. This was his first hit. This absolute rocket off the wall in right center field. And then don't doubt his power. The long lofted home run to right field. Jam shot, broken bat. The bat died a hero. And he was 1 triple away from the cycle, and he hits it perfectly in right center field. And Jonathan India, you better get on your horse, because Elly De La Cruz was coming to complete the cycle. What a day for that young man.
The super rookie is downstairs with interpreter Jorge Merlos and Jim Day.
John, thank you very much. Elly De La Cruz. When you hear this stadium chanting your name, what does it mean to you?
Oye, es un gran orgullo, en verdad, pertenecer a este equipo con esta vibra que tiene positiva, y me siento bien agradecido de que me den la oportunidad de estar en el equipo, y muy feliz, muy contento, en verdad.
I mean, it's just an honor and privilege to be with this team and this organization, and just to hear you guys out there scream for us. And I mean, it's just awesome. I'm so glad that I'm up in the major leagues right now.
La mejor fanaticada la tenemos aquí.
Best fans in the world we have right here.
This town is Reds crazy. It's Elly De La Cruz crazy. You provided them something tonight that they've been waiting for since 1989, with someone coming up with a cycle. What was this night like for you?
Que han visto una cosa que no han visto desde 1989. ¿Qué es esto para ti?
No, esto es en verdad algo grande, un gran logro, en verdad, y muy feliz de contribuirle al equipo, a ayudarlo a ganar. Muy contento, en verdad, de estar aquí.
I mean, I'm just so excited with everything that happened tonight, and really I'm just here to contribute to the team and help them win. There's nothing much more than that.
We have to give some respect to Eric Davis, last guy to do this. You're wearing the number he wore. I know that he's been somewhat of an influence on you. How much does wearing that number mean, and you accomplishing what he accomplished in 1989 mean?
Un gran honor portar ese número de esa gran leyenda, Eric Davis. En verdad fue un gran jugador, yo lo admiro mucho, yo hablo mucho con él y le agradezco que me haya dejado usar este número.
I mean, it's just an honor and a privilege to wear that number as well. He's just a legend in this city, and I talk to him often, and I'm just glad that he's given me the honor to wear that 44.
Congratulations on an unforgettable night.
Thank you. The best fans.
Elly De La Cruz. How about those Reds? Let's go back upstairs.
Lark, that is a burgeoning superstar.
He gets it. You know, it's so fun to watch him, and you know, you can hear how soft-spoken he is, how appreciative he is. He is a special talent, John, and you know, this is the first wave of a new era. Joey Votto said it the other day. This is a new era of baseball here in Cincinnati. Elly De La Cruz, Matt McClain, these guys are all part of it. Andrew Abbott, these young guys coming here, they are so well prepared. And once again, I think we have to give a lot of credit to the staff, to give the player development. You know, those guys deserve all kind of credit, because these young players, when they come to Cincinnati, they are so well prepared to not just compete, but make an impact at this level. It is amazing, this organization. Nick Krall has made some really tough decisions, and you're starting to see the fruit. And it's just amazing to be a part of this and to be here in Cincinnati right now. This is some great stuff happening.
Nobody wants to leave. They might have to put the set on the field. The post-game show still to come. You thought this was fun? Just wait. Catherine and Chris on the other side.